Hey everyone, hope you're doing great, hope you're doing wonderful. So I've been climbing the diamond ladder for this season. It's been a good season so far. We just got the new adventure support, so a lot of rogue decks are becoming viable. And hey, speaking of rogue decks, we are currently piloting Marincess, and we matched up in diamond against live twins. So both of these decks, more or less the same playing style. You can fit a crud ton of hand traps into both decks while having a one-card link engine, right? So look at my opening hand. Honestly, fantastic hand, going first hand. We have the Seahorse for starter, we have the Water Enchantress for the engine, we have the Crossout to block, and we have the Nib and Maxi for next turn. So I'm feeling pretty confident. Let's see what happens. So frame one, my opponent's gonna Maxi, and not liking that because boy howdy, I gotta play this game. I'm gonna go ahead and cross out the Maxi so I can continue my plays. Now, I'm not sure why he Maxi'd turn one. Typically, you want to wait for your opponent to do an effect that causes a special summon. That way, you're going for at least a +1. It didn't matter, though. I had the cross out. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start my turn by banishing the Water Enchantress, which will grab the Rite of Era's Mirror. Rite of Era's Mirror will grab the Adventure token and the Fateful Adventure. Now I'll summon the Seahorse. Seahorse will trigger the Fateful, grabbing Draco back to hand. Fateful here, I can grab a Griffin Rider to hand, and I will discard a card for it, the Draco back. Draco back on discard will equip to the Adventure token. So, you know, pretty standard adventure going in first play. I love this deck so much. Let me just say that much. Right now, before the legendary duel support, the biggest problem with this deck, as strong as the later plays can be, is if you stop the normal summon or if you nib, the deck dies. So thank goodness we got the adventure engine, because now I can extend plays, I can play through interruptions. It's fantastic. So here we're going to go ahead and link off for the Blue Slug and the Sea Angel. Sea Angel will grab the Marincess Battle Ocean. Now here this was a bit of a misplay. I should have gone down the line where I went to the Splash Mage. Splash Mage revives one of the Marincess. Then we go to Coral. Coral revives the Splash Mage. Go for a Link 4 play. Here I went for more battle protection and for more advantage in my hand. I'm going to link off here into the Marbled Rock, our standard Link 3. That's going to grab one Marincess from grave back to hand. And then the Coral as well is going to grab the Seahorse back to hand. So this is about as far as I can play my turn. Chain resolves. Coral does grab the Sea Angel. And then the Battle Ocean does equip 3. So here, looking at this board right here, we've already played through a Maxi, stopped it with the crossout, right? I have Battle Protection. I have an Omni Negate. I have a Nib on the 5 summons, and I have a Maxi to draw as many cards as I can. So I'm feeling fantastic about this hand. Let's see what our opponent can do. Draw for turn, standby main. Our opponent's going to start off by activating the Imperm to negate the Griffin Rider. I will return the Griffin Rider off this negate just so I can have it back in the deck. Because if he's doing this, there's got to be a way to play around Griffin, right? And if Griffin hits the graveyard, unfortunately, that's it. Turn's over. Our opponent's then going to activate Raigeki. Fateful Adventure does not protect from card effects. That will trigger the Coral, though. Coral will bring back the Blue Slug. My opponent plays a Lightning Storm and then the Sunny Snitch. So he had 3 outs, and then he had the starter. Sunny Snitch will grab the Kisa Kill effect. I will chain the Maxi. So this is when you want to play Maxi, right? When your opponent activates an effect to do something, now you respond to it. So at least I get a +1, right? So Kisa Kill will grab the Leela. My opponent not wanting to give me more cards because that will lose him the game. He cannot OTK me. He will just swing in and pass turn on that. So I do have starter in hand. I have Nib for backup, and I have the Droplet. Looking pretty good. I'm going to start off by normal summon the Pascalis here. So here's the problem. I know he's running a lot of different cards that can blow things up. So I've got to find a way to get my Battle Ocean back to hand before I go for my Link 4. And typically, you go for your Link 4 with your Coral. So right now, I'm trying to figure out a way to go through this. But before that, I will go to battle here just to get rid of his monsters in case he has Nib. I got to play around the Nib here. Blue Slug's going to swing in. He will burn for 500, but that's okay. So now I'm trying to figure out how to get the Battle Ocean back to hand. The best way I can do it is to go for a Coral and then link off into something before the Link 4. So our first Link 4, we're going to go into the Splash Mage. Splash Mage will revive one of the Cyberse. It's going to bring out the Pascalis. Pascalis effect here will link off into the Coral. Now, I was trying to figure this out on the fly as I was playing, and I realized Coral can revive one. I can link off with that. Splash Mage is linked 2. 2 plus 2 is 4. Coral will grab the Battle Ocean, and there we go. Problem solved. That's how we get our invincible monster here. So that will revive the Crystal Heart. Coral on Grave effect will go ahead and grab the Battle Ocean, and the Battle Ocean is activated. Now the stage is set. We go for our Link 4 summon to our Great Bubble Reef. Bubble Reef does hit the board, and we're going to go ahead and equip 3. So Great Bubble Reef has a couple effects. The big thing here that's really important is I need as many cards as possible. So the draw on the standby is what's important. Our opponent's going to draw for turn. I have an untargetable Marincess. He has to either beat over it or kaiju it. There is nothing else he can do. Standby main, what does our opponent do? After we begin the attack, he's got the kaiju. Hey, sometimes your opponent has the out. So that is multiple board breakers and the top deck into the Sunny Snitch into the Kisa Kill. So now he can go full combo here, which has me a little bit worried. We do have 4 cards in hand, so not the end of the world. So we're going to go ahead and get the Leela off the Kisa Kill. That will go for the Link 2 summon, and out comes the Evil Twin Kisa Kill. Evil Twin Kisa Kill will revive one of them. This is now summon number 5. So here's the thing. If your opponent summons a Kaiju on your opponent's turn, or I guess on your opponent's field, that counts as a summon. So that was summon 5 right there. So they couldn't go into their second Link, which is great news for me, which means even more interruptions I can play around, right? To start off turn, we're going to bring out the Mandarin. Mandarin will bring out the Blue Slug. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, I've been outed by, what, maybe 4 or 5 different board-breaking cards at this point. I need to go for game. I need to find a way. And while this deck isn't the best at OTKing, we can build up strong boards. But we're going to go for the Blue Slug to revive back to link off into Anemone. Anemone is going to equip the Crystal Heart. Crystal Heart will link off into our second copy. Yes, we do run 2. Into the Great Bubble Reef. She is here. She hits the board. Battle Ocean's going to trigger off here to equip 3. We're going to get the Anemone to add 1 back to hand. Now, again, I need a way to kill. If Nib attacks and Great Bubble Reef attacks, that's not game. And I'm worried they can break the board next turn. But here's the thing. Great Bubble Reef has another effect where I can discard a water to bring back 1. I can bring back the Coral, which is just big enough to get over the token. Nib swings, Marincess swings, and that is the game. Good game. What a back and forth. And again, I'm telling you, this deck can really struggle against board breaking, but it's just, again, 4 or 5 different board breaks. We still brought it back. What a great duel. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the deck profile here. And here it is. I've been playing around with a few different builds for Marincess. In the current Master Duel format, again, deck's rogue, you know, it's only going to perform so well if you're going to a competitive event. I think there are a few different ways you can play it. I think one is more the way I'm playing, where you are trying so hard to go first, and you're playing around as many interruptions as possible, right? This is why you're going to run the triple cross out. It's why you're running the adventure engine. I think the other way you can play this deck is the strong going second deck. Cards like Dark Ruler No More, Lightning Storm, Raigeki can be good. Lightning Storm maybe not so much, just because unfortunately Battle Ocean is the thing, and Battle Ocean counts as a face-up card, which nulls Lightning Storm. I cannot tell you how many times when I first started playing this deck, Lightning Storm just completely mitigated because of the Battle Ocean. So, you know, it's something to consider. But yes, this is the current ratio I'm testing. I'm thinking maybe take out the Feather Duster. It's good against Eldritch on the competitive ladder right now, but you know, the more we keep playing, the more people realize how good the adventure engine is, and Eldritch has just been dropping, you know? But anyway, yep, so this is the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. So if you wouldn't mind, by all means, please give a like, comment, and subscribe, and appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Peace.